what's going on against Binance those are really, really serious and alleged
commingling of consumer funds
and directly charging the founder, who's an entrepreneur that created a lawless environment. That's what the SEC is claiming. This Coinbase situation is interesting for us domestically because they've been actually at war with each other for over 3 years. And I think what I've said as an institutional investor now is it's time to lay down the olive branches. It's clear now that the CEO of Coinbase, which has lost 70% of its market cap since the IPO, Gensler is razor clear about what he wants. He's basically saying, let's just take one asset that everybody knows. He's calling Bitcoin a security. He wants to regulate where you trade it like a broker-dealer exchange. And he has no flexibility.
In recent times, the cryptocurrency market, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others, has experienced significant turbulence. This can be attributed to legal actions taken by the SEC and U.S. regulators against two major cryptocurrency exchanges, Binance and Coinbase. Coinbase is accused of trading unregistered securities, indicating the sale of cryptocurrencies without proper authorization. On the other hand, Binance faces more severe allegations, including money laundering, fraudulent activities, and trading of unregistered securities. The lawsuits specifically target Binance CEO CZ and the exchange itself. As a result of these serious allegations, banks worldwide have distanced themselves from Binance, Coinbase, and cryptocurrency transactions in general. This disruption has severely impacted the primary entry and exit points of the cryptocurrency market, leading to a decline in crypto prices and causing widespread concerns about the future. Meanwhile, in a recent interview, Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary, who has had controversial opinions on the crypto industry in the past, shared his perspective on the lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase. O'Leary referred to the situation as making the crypto space akin to radioactive waste, expressing his concerns about the implications of these legal actions.
Now, one of two things should happen. If you're a shareholder or a board member of Coinbase, I'd swap leadership. I'd get a new person to run it and go back into the staff and say, we got to work this out. Because the whole industry's been stymied for 3 years. We'll never get capital appreciation until an institution can invest. I've talked to sovereign wealth. I've talked to institutions in the last 48 hours. You know what they've said? This makes this asset class radioactive waste.
Yeah, exactly.
We are not going to touch this until this thing's resolved. So here's a company that could resolve it. They claim they're the leaders. Well, if the leader of that company, and I'm not pulling any punches. If he was working for me, I'd fire him. I'd get somebody else.
You're talking about the head of Coinbase.
Yes, it's over. It's so over, it's almost getting boring. Gensler has told him countless times, no, 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 and no. And everybody hears it except him. So maybe what you do, and you thank him for his great work as a pioneer.
You're supposed to do that if you want something done in Washington.
Well, you take him out behind the barn and you make the swap. You get a new CEO at Coinbase to go back in there and say, let's make a deal. Because look at it this way. If you could walk in right now and say, okay, Gensler, you win. Let's regulate this. Let's call it a security. You get $1 trillion worth of assets for an allocation of just 3% in sovereign wealth. You could open the spigots. You could really make this industry take off and own it domestically. But read the tea leaves, read the room, listen, read Gensler's lips. The answer is no, no, no. And you gotta listen to that. You can't beat him.
So until that happens, where is a much easier win for yield for investors who are watching right now?
You can go to Canada, you can go to London, you can go to Zurich, you can go to Abu Dhabi. But most of us don't want to do that. I've moved all mine to Canada because it's close enough, and the OSC, the Ontario Securities Commission, granted a license to a company called BitBuy. It's now owned by WonderFi, a company I own a piece of, and they are operating under legislation. Now, they're very restricted in what tokens they can actually put on the platform, and that's what Gensler's saying. I'll give you some, I'll approve them, I'll let you stake, but you've got to basically tell me that's interest, capital gains, capital losses.
Kevin O'Leary has voiced his opinion on why he believes Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong should be replaced, and why he considers crypto to be radioactive waste. While O'Leary's perspective has some merit, it is important to understand Brian's frustration with regulators, which is completely understandable. Coinbase has been actively seeking transparency and cooperation with the SEC for years, hoping for clear regulations in the crypto industry. The SEC's approval of Coinbase's business activities, including their IPO in 2021, followed by a sudden shift in their stance, retroactively penalizing the company, raises concerns. In my opinion, O'Leary's view on this matter is another instance of his controversial opinions on crypto. It is worth noting that O'Leary has had an inconsistent stance on Bitcoin and crypto in general, including his support of FTX and its founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, which didn't yield positive results. I'm interested to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Do you believe Kevin O'Leary makes a valid point, or is this another example of a misguided take? Share your perspective on the matter. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.